Welcome to day 7 of our 10 days to get Skyboat song Bagpipe ready. I hope you feel like you're making progress in the tune so far, and these 10 days are completely free. However, I would love to continue working with you for the entire tune. It's 17 lessons total. The price is $34. That's only $2 per lesson for those 17 lessons total. And if you're finding value in it, you want to keep continuing, it would be a great option for you. Just click on the video description below this video. Okay, without any further ado, let's jump into day 7. So here's what we're going to work on day 7. So we're going to do a little bit of a review of the last chunk of day 6, and then we're doing the last bar, and then voila, you have the whole entire first line of Skyboat song. So again, we'll do the non-embellished version first. So I'll play that again. So we'll do the embellishments after, but first this embellished, the non-embellished version, and we got to add in a little bit of embellishment here, but we keep it very, very basic, very, very simple. When we're playing two notes in a row that are the same note, for example, we play a B and then another B, we need to separate with that G grace note. And we did that a little bit, we talked about in day 6, so I'm not going to go over it too much, but we're sitting on the B, bottom 2 fingers are up, we do that G grace note, we're still on the B, nothing changes. And then we transition to low A, we just drop down the ring finger of the bottom hand. So let's kind of do that a couple times through. Get comfortable with that. So the grace note and the note transition in this basic version are separate. They're not together. So we want to hear that B in between. And then, to separate those two low A's, so we have a low A and then another low A, we're just going to separate them by tapping down with our pinky finger and then bringing it back up again right away. So that's called a strike. Try not to go too fast and miss the hole. Try to really cover that hole as you come down with that pinky finger. So let's just play that strike. And it may be a bit challenging at first to find that hole with your pinky finger, but keep at it and your finger's going to find it. So let's play that basic version. I'll repeat it a couple times nice and slow, the whole chunk here that we're working on. Okay, so that's the basic version. Again, the link is in the video description below to get all the lessons in one location, and you're going to see there, if you want to work on the entire tune beyond those first 10 lessons, the cost is $34. So that's the basic version. Now let's jump into the embellishments. So we're just going to review quickly that Tor Luith. And I really break that Tor Luith down. We walk through it step by step in day 6. So if you need a review there, just hop back to day 6. But we have that Tor Luith. We're on the B. Now from there we're going to transition down to low A. But we're getting there with a G grace note. So top finger of the top hand. So that ring finger is just dropping down to the low A position. But we have to initiate with that G grace note. So in slow motion, that's what it's going to look like. That's what our fingers are actually doing. That top finger lifts first, then we drop down to the B with the bottom hand, and then the top finger comes back on. And it's okay if it sounds like that, if you're just starting it, just getting the hang of it, but as it speeds up, that's what it's going to sound more like. So we've transitioned down to low A. Let's just do our Tor Luith beforehand on the B, and then that transition. like, okay, what the heck happened there? So that was a burl. So our pinky finger makes that burl. There's a couple ways to do the burl. The way I do it, I swipe down, so my pinky finger stays quite straight, and it swipes down across the hole, and then I pull it back, curling it up. So I hit that hole once, swiping down nice and straight, and then I curl the pinky finger up, and I catch the hole again on the way up. So I cover that hole twice. Swipe it once on the way down, swipe it once on the way up, straight on the way down, bent on the way up. So that's how I do the burl. The challenging part with this burl is this ring finger often wants to follow that pinky down, and you kind of get a weird crossing noise as that happens, or a funny muffled sound. Another way to do the burl is to do this quick double tap with the pinky. And there the pinky stays straight, it's just tapping down twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, quite quickly. So those are the two different options for the burl. The double tap I think is probably the easier version. However, you're never going to get the tougher version if you don't start working on it. For that tough version with that pinky slide, you know, it helps if your pinky's a little bit slippery. I know my bagpipe teacher growing up always said rub it on your forehead or behind your ear to get a little bit of a sweat on that pinky finger. Doesn't sound too nice, but it actually can be helpful. So let's play that burl in conjunction with everything in this chunk, starting with that torluith on the beat. I'll play it through a couple times slow. And don't forget we have that grace note when we transition down to the low A. Okay, so I know there's a lot going on in that small chunk, but don't worry, in our next lesson, day 8, we're going to string together more of these chunks, and you're going to have a bit more of a phrase to play together. So get confident with this small chunk first before I see you in lesson 8. And again, if you want to check out that video description below, it's got all the information how you can access all the lessons for Skye Boat Song for just, you know, basically $2 a lesson. Considering I charge $53 a lesson, it's a heck of a deal. So you can check out all that information in the video link description. Until next time, happy piping, and hope to see you in lesson 8, day 8 of our 10-day challenge.